Well, let's talk about this right now. Our relationship chat with Dr. Eve this morning has been very, very interesting. We've been tackling the issue of attention deficit hyperactive disorder within relationships, and we've been getting some great insights from our couples in our Expresso couples segment. And earlier on, we were just touching on intimacy and how this might, kind of over a longer period affect that. So let's talk about other ways in which couples can deal with this problem, other than therapy, other than counseling. So once you've been there, what you can do in the daily or on the daily in your relationship to help.
I'm going to come back to, I sound like a broken record, but getting a proper diagnosis from a psychiatrist. And that's going to include you getting onto medication. So you want to make sure that you take your medication regularly. It's really important. It really does still the brain. It makes a huge difference. And then part of that is therapy, obviously. So couples have to communicate, have logbooks. I keep talking about the structure because you've got impulsivity, you've got lack of attention, you've got a hyper-aroused brain, somebody who's distracted all the time. You don't want to be getting into messing. So if you have chores that are laid out for you, this is what you're going to be doing, this is what I'm going to be doing, and we can talk about it. You want to keep up an adult-adult relationship because when you get into bed at night, you're not going to be wanting to get into bed with a child who's messy, even though he's your partner or she's your partner, or with a wife or a husband who's naggy. So you want to try and keep those rules really clear, which is where therapy really helps, to help keep you as being lovers, as being adult-to-adult relationship, and not getting into this conflictual pattern of always saying, you never clean up, you should always do this, why do you want to go and gamble, or why do you want to go and suddenly get into the car and go on a holiday, or what are you doing online so much all the time, and you're constantly online, and you do online when you're supposed to be talking to that whole pattern that we've spoken about.
I'm assuming these are some of the most common kind of stories or problems that you encounter. So, as you said, communication is very important. So, at the beginning of a relationship, or while it's still very new, how do you disclose this to a partner if you're feeling nervous, but you want to let them know that, yes, I do have ADHD, and it might be something that is it's going to affect our relationship, and I need you to know about that. How do you open up?
It's such a difficult thing to disclose any mental illness because there's stigma attached to it. So I would always say to couples if you do know what your diagnosis is, really think about the risks before you disclose around anything. So around a mental illness like ADHD as well. Feel out the person, feel out whether their tolerance level, whether their levels of judgment, what their value system is around mental illness generally. They might have had a parent who has ADHD or mental illness and they feel like really resistant to being with a partner who's going to have that as well. You don't want to be judged. Don't disclose right at the beginning when you're dating. You know, we always talk about the amorphousness of the relationship. Are we really in a relationship? When you're in a hookup or a casual situation, is it really necessary to be sharing with this person something that they could use against you or stigmatize you? We don't want mental illness to be stigmatized, but the truth is it really is. So be very choiceful around when you're going to be sharing. Only when you feel this is significant, this is somebody that I'm going to be spending more time to, and they have a right to understand some of my behavior, because it will show. It'll begin to show right from get-go. And the person will begin to feel, why is this person this into me, or why is this person present and then kind of withdraws from me? So you will begin to feel this is the time to say to this person, actually, there is something that I need to share with you. Don't take it personally. This is what's going on for me, and these are some of the symptoms. So catch me, if you find that I'm distracted, if you find that I'm, for me, the worst thing is when you begin to talk to somebody and they then change the subject, or they turn away from you, or they don't come back to your thread. You want to have that, and somebody in dating will pick it up. So be able to say to them, if this is going to become significant for you, this is really what's going on, so the person doesn't feel badly about themselves.
Dr. Eve, thank you very much. Always appreciate your time and your expertise. And I hope that you did enjoy our brand new Expresso Couples segment. Let us know what you think about it online, on Twitter and on Facebook. And of course, we'll be doing this again next week. But there's still lots more to come in just less than a half an hour of your Monday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show.